Welcome to my little corner of YouTube. And as you can see, we're back on our outdoor range. First, I'd like to thank all the people that subscribed. Thank you very much, and all of you who have commented. I hope I've answered your questions satisfactorily. Uh, if you're a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. So, what are we doing here today? Well, what am I doing here today? Today we're out again with another muzzleloader. My favorites. Okay, I'm a nut about muzzleloaders. You think Black Powder Maniac is a maniac. Anyway, he's a hell of a guy. What we got here today? Well, let me show you. And what we're shooting today is... I gotta bear in mind the terrible lighting here. Sun's beating down on us. What we're shooting today is an early rustic arms 40 caliber Cumberland rifle. Unfortunately, Larry Williams, the guy who built this gun, owner of Early Rustic Arms, is no longer in business. Sad to say. When you got a gun from him, you could have it done a couple of different ways. You could have it done, really pretty wood. You could get some engraving, some carving and stuff like that. You could get it in the white and finish it yourself. Or the third thing he offered was a distressed finish. And that's what this gun has got on it. It's kind of looks a little beat up, and it's actually even more beat up than when I first got it because it's got quite a few years of shooting on it. Going to shooting competitions and dragging it through the woods, hunting small game. You definitely wouldn't want to hunt big game with a 40 caliber. It's barely enough, and most states, they don't want to see you doing that. So, what else we got with it is kind of my hunting rig. Got a ball bag and a patch knife, because I cut my patches at the muzzle. Flint pouch. There we go. Flint pouch, powder flask, patch material, flint tools, lubricant, all that stuff, and a pan charger. I'm sorry, a pan primer. I'm not pointing the camera what I'm looking at. I sometimes use that, especially if the weather's damp. I'll switch to 4F priming powder. Otherwise, I pretty much prime with what I use as a main charge, which is 3F powder. So let me get the gun set up, and we'll commence some shooting. Oh, okay, let me check and see if my microphone's working. Looks like it is. Okay, I've already done a fouling shot, and see if I could still hit anything, which I hit a 9 ring, but that's not that important. Now, I'm using GoX powder. Very old can of it, actually. Probably somewhere close to, 18 years? Something like that when I bought it. And it's still good. And I'm using Hornady balls instead of my own hand-casted bullets or balls. Mainly because I save my lead for the calibers that I can't really get commercially. So that's like the 62 caliber you saw in the last video, and the Brown Bess, which is a 75 caliber. California, yeah, it's far enough. I don't want to make a mistake and do something stupid here. I do have a brass ramrod on this gun, mainly because I've broken a lot of wooden ramrods over the years, and I don't like plastic. So this one and my Jaeger rifle both have a little brass ramrods. Now, let me get my earplugs back in. Where'd they go? There they are. And they usually prime with, like I said, the same powder that I load with. Unless the gun starts to get a little cranky on me, which this gun can do. And it'd help if it made a spark. Yeah, it's hanging a bit. That's what these tools, let me come around here. These tools come in handy for. Come on. There we go. I pretty much use my flints till there's almost nothing left. So I guess today, this little puppy wants to be finicky. So I'm going to use some 4F priming powder. Yeah, I know. Not period correct, but it works great. Thought I sharpened that. Not too bad. Ooh, okay. Now, where'd you go? There you are. And this also has a vent pick on it. I'm probably standing in the wrong spot for you guys to see any of this. But I can't capture everything on one silly little cell phone. Oh. We used to do, say, at our black powder shoots, every time the gun misfired, somebody in the peanut gallery would go, "Thunk! An Indian got you." Yeah, that was a little better lock time. I gotta say one thing. I'm weaving all over the place today. It's like I'm standing on a ship and it's just rolling back and forth. Uh, this is one of the few guns that I can shoot with my glasses on because that front sight is so far away. I can actually still focus on it. Getting old stuck. I'm gonna go down and check the target here after this shot. See how bad I did. See if I scared the center of that target to death or actually hit it. I did forget my spotting scope today, so pardon the huffing and puffing. As I walked down the football field, and I don't think at any time in my life I ever ran down a football field, unless there was something bigger and hairier chasing me. If this misfires again, I'm going to put a new flint in it. All right. Let me go see how we did. Okay. Hopefully, got enough light to see that, but I can't see anything with this freaking potato of a camera or a cell phone. So we got a 7, a 6, and a 5, which in American targets, not European targets, that would be an X, a 10, a 9, and probably an 8. 10 years ago, I would have been embarrassed by that shot right there. Now, not so much, considering, it's a pretty decent distance for a squirrel gun. Yeah, I'll walk back up. Now, when I went to shooting matches, black powder matches, this is the kind of rig that would come with me. I always have extra powder. The powder horns probably would have stayed home, but this is where I store them for now. These are more flasks and powder horns. Extra patch knives. Oh, let's see here. Tools and cleaning equipment. Huge assortment of flints. Some I made myself. Some I bought. And then down here, ow, shit, is a heavy one. And that's pretty much the different calibers. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, nothing's heavy. That I shoot. In this particular case, I have another. Let me switch this around. I have another case that Has the big bore stuff in it. Basically, stuff for the Jaeger rifle, stuff for the brown bass, both round ball and bird shot. This particular box here, that covers 58 caliber down to 36 caliber. So that's 58. It used to be 54 in there, but I got rid of that particular rifle. 58, 50, 45, 40, and 36. Those are the calibers. I do have a nice little 36 caliber flintlock that I hunted squirrels with a lot. Actually, was probably carried that gun more times in the squirrel woods than I did this particular rifle. Mainly because a 40 caliber is just not that much overkill. You gotta be careful when you shoot a squirrel with this gun. If he's flat against a tree, don't shoot at him. As the bullet passes through and hits the tree, the back blast pretty much guts the squirrel. So that's counterproductive. The 36 doesn't do that so bad. Now, I'm shooting this particular gun with 40 grains of powder. And that seemed to be like the sweet spot for this particular gun. I've also used, uh, um, I've tried upwards of 50 grains. And although it's more powerful, the groups tend to get a little erratic. You'll get two in there and one will kind of go, kind of like today's, three nice in the group there, nice in the center of the target, and then one way off. But that one way off this time was me. Just as I pulled the trigger, I dropped the muzzle. I felt myself do it. That's why I said 10 years ago, I would have been depressed if I did that. If I put five shots on that target, 5 shots should be in the black. And the gun is quite capable of doing that. Actually, quite capable of keeping it in what would be the 10 ring on a standard muzzleloading target that the National Muzzleloading Rifle uses. I've also shot, and I said I was using 395 ball. I've also shot 400 ball, which was a recommendation that I picked up in a book about black powder muzzleloading. That some 40 calibers like a bore-sized bullet in a very thin patch. And yes, this gun can use it. It utilizes it quite well. But what I found was the patch material being so thin, it would tear the patch, as it's coming up the barrel. It would the patch would start to disintegrate. It was too thin. And if I lowered the powder charge down, it would be okay. But then my sights are all kind of wonky. They would. Right now, I'm pretty much shooting a dead-on hold here at 50 yards. So wherever the top of my front sight is, whatever the top of it is, that's right where the bullet's going. And that's where I like to sight my guns in. And that's this load with the sights the way they are. I never changed them from my initial testing some whatever 20 years ago, however long whenever I got this gun. It was in another lifetime. Seems like that. And dragging these old guns back out, it's kind of bringing back a lot of memories for me. Some good, some not so good, but mostly good memories. I just think of the people that I used to shoot with that are no longer around. People that were mentors for me when I was getting into this a long time before that. I mean, almost 30 years I've been doing this. So, yeah, this is what I like to do. This is my passion. Motorcycles, firearms, muzzle loaders. I love muzzle loaders. So I know you didn't get to see a lot of shooting here. I was thinking about doing some slow-mo shots. If I can set them up, I'll stick them in at the end of this to get a good slow-mo of the lock and the gun going off. If I can figure out how to do that with this smarter than me smartphone. So until later, you guys take care. Thank you for watching. We'll do the like, share, subscribe thing. Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. I do these videos for me. I enjoy doing them. They're kind of a way for me to look back on things. Same with my ride videos. I know they don't get anywhere the attention that my shooting videos do. I don't care. I love making them. And, I can look back a year or two from now and go, yeah, that was a nice ride. So, anyway, you guys take care, and we'll see you. All right. Bonus footage. If I can make it work. Get my earplugs in. All right. Priming with 3F Go X. All right. Hang on a second. Okay, let's try this again. 4F Go X. 4F Go X. God, I hate this print. That was better. Well, let's see if we can find a difference.